Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krystian checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with our current reigning Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford. I grabbed this clip from Derek's YouTube channel. I will put the link to the full video in the description below. But what's impressive about this update, outside of Derek's quads being massive, when most guys train legs, after the legs get a pump, they typically lose separation and only showcase vascularity. But despite having fully pumped quads, Derek is still showcasing some separation, and I think this is a good sign. I really would like to see Derek hang on to a lot of this quad size as he dies down for this year's Olympia. And I believe we're about 19, maybe 20 weeks out, so Derek should be starting prep pretty soon, maybe in a month or a little bit over that. But let me know in the comment section below, do you guys currently have Derek Lunsford maintaining his Olympia title? And let's switch over to a recent update from our current reigning Arnold Classic champion, former Mr. Olympia, Hadi Choopan. And Hadi is still giving us percents. He is currently at 10%, so you guys can interpret that however you want to. Now, based off what Hadi brought to the Arnold Classic and the Arnold Classic UK, I definitely think he can challenge Derek Lunsford at this year's Olympia. A lot of people even said the version of Hadi we saw at the Arnold would have beat Derek. My only concern about Hadi going into this year's Olympia, from the 2023 Mr. Olympia to the 24, Hadi would have took a break, prepped for the Arnold Classic, prepped for the UK show, took another break, and then start prep for the Mr. Olympia, whereas Derek took a little break after the Mr. Olympia, and he's pretty much just been going since then. But time off can do the body good, and I think Hadi definitely needed that doing 2 shows back to back, but Derek didn't have to do 2 shows this year. What do you guys think? And in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from Hunter Labrada, and I know I don't typically share training clips, but I'm thoroughly impressed every time I watch Hunter train. But Hunter did announce on his YouTube channel today that he will be competing in this year's Italy Pro in September, and Hunter said the reason is because he's never been overseas, he's already won the Tampa Pro twice, just wants to try something new. But I could respond to that with, you haven't won the Texas Pro yet, Hunter, but I'm excited to see what this guy's gonna bring to the stage. Now let's switch over to Nextzilla Rubiel Mosquera. And I really like that we're pretty much getting daily physique updates / training updates from Rubiel ahead of this year's Dubai Pro. If nothing else, as I said, I think he will be very focused training at Oxygen Gyms. But the more I see this guy's physique, honestly, the more I become a fan. Rubiel does have zero aesthetics, like none at all. This guy's an absolute freak though. And that's exactly why the people that are fans of Rubiel like his physique so much. Looking at this guy, it honestly doesn't even make sense. He might have the condition that Flex Wheeler had, the myostatin deficiency, where he just grows a crazy amount of muscle, because this guy's physique just doesn't make sense. But he does have to bring out more detail if he wants to win the Mr. Olympia title or crack those top ranks. But I really like this guy's physique. And let's switch over to Tonio Burton, who is currently 1 day out of the Cali Pro. And I'm not going to make a prediction video for Cali, so I'm just going to let you guys know I do have Tonio getting the win this weekend and the qualification for this year's Olympia. And my only concern about Tonio going into Cali is Cali will be his 3rd show of the year. And as we know, it can be tough to extend the prep doing multiple shows and constantly trying to bring your best to the stage. But there are some guys that get better as they compete. So we'll see what Tonio brings to the stage this weekend. He placed 2nd to Rafa in Brazil. He placed 3rd in New York behind Nick and Martin. So I'm pretty sure Tonio is hungry for that Olympia qualification. Now let's switch over to Stuart Sutherland Beef Stew, also ahead of this weekend's Cali Pro. Stuart is coming off a 4th place finish at the New York Pro and is looking to get a win here in Cali. But it's going to be very tough to do. As I mentioned before, I believe Stuart has competed against Tonio 3 times and Tonio has got the nod every single time. I believe Stuart has a great amount of detail from the back. He gets tighter than Tonio throughout the glutes, but especially from the front, Tonio just showcases more detail overall from top to bottom. But Stuart will have the size advantage over Tonio, so who knows? I say Stuart takes 2nd. Now let's switch over to Krystian Wolski, and honestly, it's kind of funny how I pretty much place these guys how I would predict them. And I think Krystian is going to take a 3rd place and could quite possibly push Beef Stew. And looking at this physique, I'm pretty sure you guys can see why I said that. I even heard a few people say Krystian should have placed ahead of Beef Stew at the New York Pro. I would have to go back to confirm that. But Krystian is definitely a guy to watch going into this weekend's Cali Pro. Now let's switch over to Quinton Eriya, Quint Beastwood. These are recent updates of him. under 3 weeks out from this year's Toronto Pro. And Quinton recently put out pretty much an explanation video on what happened in New York and what are his plans going forward. I actually shared that on my community tab if you guys have not seen that yet. But Quint basically said he over-dieted for the show, cut calories too hard, did entirely too much cardio, upwards of 2 hours at times. But now Quint is eating more. He said he's only doing about 30 minutes of cardio, but he is actually burning more calories because he's more productive, because he's not completely depleted. But I'm excited to see what he brings to Toronto. This was all just a learning experience for Quint and Matt. As we know, when a guy works with a new coach for the first show or two, it may not be 100% on, but I'm pretty sure they're only going to get better from here. Look forward to seeing what Quint is going to bring to Toronto. And let's switch over to Fooda, who recently posted up an update. This isn't a guy we talk about often, but he does have a pretty impressive physique, and it looks like he has definitely made improvements. I believe Mo took 5th place at last year's Romania Pro, behind Samson, Beiruz, Horse MD, and Nathan Diasha. Very stacked lineup. And I think it's worth mentioning that he was working with Honey Rambod, but now he's working with Bossa Outlaw. I think it's interesting that anyone left Honey Rambod, but I'm pretty sure Honey is mostly focused on Derek, Hadi, and Chris. But looking forward to seeing Fooda whenever he hops on stage. Looking at his conditioning, it could be soon. Now let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this legendary bodybuilder? And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krystian from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.